Hello guys, welcome back to welcome to the first figure review Friday. Oh. So first we're going to be looking at let's get that guy over there. Oops. We're going to be looking at the NECA what is his name? Atomic Blast. Come on, work brain. Atomic Blast, NECA Godzilla 2019. This was released in 2019, one of the last Godzilla figures they made before they lost their rights, sadly. Because this guy on Amazon goes for like 5 times the price he originally was. Jeez, and that was like $20. And the painting and detailing on this figure is amazing. It's just... There's one problem with my copy of the figure. This is actually my second figure. I had the original figure, but I broke the head. It fell off like right off my shelf. And so I got another figure, which was this figure, and it lost its atomic blast. Because you're probably thinking, Thermo, you have this right here. This is a replacement part I bought off of eBay. That's why it doesn't look like the original piece. This looks like more like the original piece, though it's not. So first, sculpting on this figure is amazing. Although my copy, I think it might be one of the earlier versions, because I've seen with a lot of other people, they have like a swivel and a hinge. If you look really closely right there, there's no hinge joint at all. Well, anyways, you can just swivel right there. So, and this copy comes with unpainted teeth. Look at that. It's crazy. So, I like how it's really like a silver blob right there. Doesn't have that problem with the first version of the figure where you looked goofy, although my figure looked my first figure, the version 1 I had, looked just fine. Looks 1,000 times better than the other people's figure that they reported. And you can see on my copy of the figure, the painting right here, this goes off. The head kind of looks up. They forgot to paint it. Although it seems like there's a little bit of the fading right there. Just look right there. So anyways, to the articulation, there's the hip or the thigh, the upper leg, whatever you want to call it, right here. It's swivel all the way around. Perfectly fine on mine. Same with the other side. But I don't really like doing it on that way on this side. Just keep that in mind. The left leg, if you're going to buy this figure, although it's really expensive, I recommend finding a cheap one off of eBay. Because I bought this back like a year ago, and where it was a lot cheaper. It was like $30. And the arms go like the arms can go like that, in and out, like that. There's hinge like that, and as I showed you earlier, the swivel right there. And arms can't really T-pose. This can go in about this far, and he can kind of flex off his muscles a little bit. He can touch his hands if he have it like that, but he can't touch his hands. He can't touch his hands like that. He just can't really. This is how far in you can get it, which is perfectly fine. I've seen with a lot of people's copies, the feet were falling off easily. My copy does not have that problem. And sadly, they don't sell this guy off a big bad toy store or INS Hobby. It's only either Amazon or eBay. So to the accessories, we have this, which is actually kind of a darker version more than the original, because I found somebody was selling this off of eBay somewhere. So is this the effect piece? Let's put it right there. There's no attachment to it. And the way you do it, you just open up his mouth, which actually has some paint in there, if you can see it. So you shove it in his mouth, and there you go. It just works like that. Yeah, so to the tail. The tail can move about like that, although on my copy it has little paint. There's no paint on there. And no paint right here. No paint right here. Lift it up like that, there's kind of a little bit of a gap right there, but that's fine. It's not a big problem. Not a lot of people find that really disappointing. And there's also kind of like where you attach the tail in. It doesn't really see, if you look at it like certain angles, it doesn't really look that nice, but when you open it up like that, you can see a little bit of that, like it's going downward. It's going downward like that. Don't mind that bell noise. That's just one of my cats. If you can even hear that noise, it can. Ball joint right here, another ball joint, another ball joint, another. Okay, so the head. There's on my copy has the same problem with the tail. If you just swivel it right there, you have a little bit of a paint mishap. And same with the back of the spines. There's like a little bit of a paint mishap right there. Yeah, I think that's it for this figure. So, for this guy. Ooh, this is my classic Doom video game. This is the classic Doom skin from Doom Eternal. It's not based off of the original video games. This explains why he has this arm launcher with a grenade launcher. Well, I mean, in the game it's both like that. And doing that is scary. Oh, phew. And if I'll take this off, if you count it as an accessory at all, it can also. So for this figure, paint is amazing. So I'm pretty sure this is like the badge version. I believe it was like goes for like $50-$80 on Amazon. And does not come with an extra pair of hands. The arms can swivel like that just fine. Paint looks about just fine. If you notice it, there's a little bit of a gap right there. It's not noticeable. Sadly, I wish they came with like extra hands where it's like punching. Because now it looks like if I'm punching something, it just doesn't. This looks like he's touching it with his finger instead of that. But you can just always just have him like stabbing with this, with his arm blade, or super shotgun. With looks pretty nice. Although like the Figma version of this figure of the Doom figure has like better paint. It's kind of just like three colors. Jeez, I can't think. So anyway, it's just like this. You can't take this off. You can't like detach this and have like a little long string. Although you can just stick it in either hand you want. I'm gonna put it in his right hand. You can just have him like shooting like that. But keep this in mind. You can't move this a little bit like that. You only can move it that much. You can't move it a long like that. Just beware of that. If you move this, like, you can't have it like that. Otherwise, you could, because this right here, you could break. You could break this, and you could also break the hand. And also beware on, like, also my copy of the figure is this grenade launcher is kind of weak. The grenade launcher, just see it, like, moving around. It's kind of hard to stand up. There we go. Look up. You can't really look up, though. You can use you can do it like that. Really good ab crunch. Go waist swivel, can do a 360, and leg can almost split, and can't swivel with this right here. It's just a hinge joint. Same with the foot. It's just a hinge joint. Hand could go out that far. You could also match that up with that, and the arms can go about like that far. And beware while you're moving this. You can just don't move it really hard, because otherwise the head will pop off like that. At least it's on my copy of the figure. If you can see, it's on a dumbbell joint. If you look in there, it's on just attach it to there. There's no neck movement. Ah, get in there. Is that in there all the way? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So I think that's gonna be it. And here it is, looking to here's how it looks next to NECA Godzilla 2019. See, he's just almost tall. Godzilla's almost as tall as this guy. And I like and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you know next time I'm going to post a video about Kaiju Universe or any other Roblox game. I'll see you next review or video. Adios.